Hi, I'm John from Just Whiskey. If you like today's show, please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and consider becoming a Patreon with the link in the description below. And thank you for the few Patreons that I do have that help support this channel. Much appreciated. And remember, folks, it's Just Whiskey. Today, we're going to be reviewing the brand new Compass Box Peat Monster Cask Strength. Before we get into the specs, just a quick observation about the label, which is pretty cool. It shows the Peat Monster in New York City with smoke billowing out from a New York City subway. And there's a newspaper on the ground that says, New York City smoke traced to Madison Avenue. So maybe that's part of a clue here. This is called The Origin Story. And the New York City scene above ground, even though there's a taxi in there, which is modern day, obviously, there's a couple of men on one side and a couple of women on the other side, and they're dressed in like Victorian era from like the 1800s. So I find that interesting. So it's like old and new origin story. Okay. Compass Box. We're going to get into the specs and then we're going to get into the review. So they released this Cask Strength to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Compass Box. And we are going to get into the maturation percentages, but it's also a part of this. We don't know how much, but a part of this is finished in virgin American oak from Missouri, okay, which you're getting more an oomph of that oak spice, and that is there. It's non-chill filtered, no coloring added, comes in at 56.7% ABV, bottled on December of 2022 with a total of 9,126 bottles released, and this is a 700 milliliter bottle, so I'm assuming that's the same size throughout the whole world. In the United States, they're able to retail now with the 700 milliliter bottles. All right, so the cask makeup is very similar to the original Peat Monster, but here they list it as Williamson as being 35%, but Williamson is Lafroig. So you're getting 35% Williamson Lafroig, refill American oak hogshead. You're getting Kalila, 34.2% in refill American hogshead. You're getting more Kalila, 17.9% in refill bourbon barrels. And then you're getting yet more Kalila, 11.8% in refill sherry puncheon. And then you're getting the usual 1.1 of the Highland Malt blend, which is custom French oak cask, heavily toasted. So really the only difference that I could see is that you're getting, it's the same percentage of Kalila, but 11% of this Kalila is a refill sherry puncheon, which gives you more of that more berry fruits, and so that does show up here. All right, let's get into the nosing and tasting of this. Okay, it's got a really nice nose. Yeah, it's sweet, and if creamy can be a nose attribute, then you're picking up some sweet creaminess. Fruits are in there, berry fruits, a little bit of sharp melon, some apples. You're definitely getting the ash and the soot which is from the peat, but I'm not getting a lot of that medicinal, which I would expect from Lafroig, which which leads me to believe that the Lafroig that's in here is well aged. As a matter of fact, I think all of this is well aged. I'm not picking up any youth at all. Okay, so this is, in my opinion, well matured. A hint of vanilla and a hint of that vegetal peat note, that just a hint of that vegetal funk. Okay, just a little bit there. All right, on the palate. Mouth puckering, sweet, oak spice. That oak spice is very prominent. Viscous. It's got a nice mouthfeel. Those berry fruits. Again, that ash and the soot is there. The ash and the soot, not really picking up it's not really cigarette or cigar ash. It's more like a chimney ash and soot, fireplace ash and soot, in a good way. The finish is a walloping medium plus. That oak spice is there, and it goes into a dry finish. I have played around with water with this. It does swim well. You can add even liberal amounts. Okay, one more little. Very nice. Okay. Here's my conclusion. You're asking yourself, how does this compare to the original Peat Monster, the the non-cask strength version? And here we're going to get into the price. So this Peat Monster that just came out, cask strength, retails for between 120 and 130 US American dollars. The core range Peat Monster retails for half of that. Okay, and they're both very similar, although I think this cask strength, you're getting much more oak spice. Okay, is it worth double the price? I'm not so sure. But I think if you're a Peat Monster fan, I don't think you'd be disappointed in this at all. It's very good, very well made, but it's a bit pricey. The price is probably justified with the maturity that's in here, and it is cask strength. And you could play around with water liberally with this and really extend the volume of your bottle. There's also a Peat Monster that was the Arcana, which I reviewed a long time ago. If you want to look at that, I compared that with the old Peat Monster, so please revisit that. I really enjoyed the Arcana. Having said all that, how would I rate and score this? And I'm kind of taking price into the equation a little bit. I was hovering between a 87 and an 88. Okay. For the price, I'm going to score it for my enjoyment an 87. If this was much lower in price, then that might make it a little more comfortable for me to say closer to an 88. But between an 87 and an 88, I think this is really geared for the anoraks and the people that are, you know, Compass Box fanboys and Peat Monster fanboys. You're gonna, no matter what I say, you're gonna go out and buy this. But for those of you that miss out on it, or have fear of missing out on it, or can't find it, or can't fit it into your budget, you'll do fine with the core range Peat Monster. I hope that was helpful. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. And remember, folks, it's just whiskey. Hats off to you all, and take care, folks.